Yeah. Sounded good.
I don't. Yeah. Sometimes it like does the old way, and sometimes it does the new way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about that Tahoe water, man.
Dude, that was we horsed around. Dude, we were like a little seahorse. We were seahorsing
Yeah.
around, dude. Yeah.
No, it was
Daniel 25. You nailed it, dude. Daniel 25.
Daniel
Just
25
vibing,
from Possibility of an Island. I was just floating. We were just floating
yeah.
in the bluest water ever.
Yeah.
In Tahoe. And people might not go to Tahoe or anything or know anything, but if make the trip, it fucking rules.
The bumper stickers don't lie. That water is blue as fuck.
It's the only bumper sticker that has ever worked.
Yeah, it's true.
And for anyone who doesn't know, there's a Tahoe, Lake Tahoe bumper
West Coast
stickers.
big thing. Yep.
You'll see them all up and down the West Coast, Midwest too. I mean, Tahoe, people come to Tahoe from all over, but it says "Keep Tahoe Blue," and like the water is blue as fuck. It's the bluest water you've ever seen. I feel like Trump right now. It's the bluest water you've ever seen. Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and dude, Pelosi horsing around out there, dude. Shout out Pelosi, dude.
Last 4 years, it hasn't been very blue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane by to visit Glen Rock, need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
We didn't get a pick for it. We should have sent a pick to the boys, the fans.
We didn't get. It was.
But it was good though. It was nice.
It was such a phone-free weekend.
Unplugged, dude.
Just pontoon boat, splashing around, drinking beers, smoking weed, having fun. And it's crazy though, because I did learn one thing on that trip. Because, I'm a Tahoe veteran. I go to Tahoe all the time. Western Nevada is my stomping ground, and I had a. There's the state line of California and Nevada is right there in the heart of Tahoe, and it's right there on the strip, and you'll know it.
Dude. Yeah,
you'll know it. Yeah, you can Kyle Rittenhouse in Tahoe. You can just cross, like, dude, you're mobbing from Newsom's libtard California, where you're not even allowed to have a super soaker, and then you fucking
AR-15 tax free, fucking gambling,
hop state lines, go to Harvey's or Harrah's, and just get active. But anyways. There's a state line avenue or boulevard or whatever is what separates California from Nevada right there. And as soon as you hop in, there's 2 casinos. As soon as you hop state lines. But we found that out because we were getting Ubers and Lyfts from the place. And what all the drivers, I guess they warn you, is they say you got to make sure you're standing in the Nevada side if you want a Nevada ride, because the California plates Uber driver cannot go get you.
Nope.
And in my head, I was like, oh, it's like a safety thing. They don't want you transported around state lines. And the guy's like, no, it's for tax purposes.
Yeah.
Because California, it's a California tax thing versus a Nevada tax thing. You know who wins there. Yeah. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Like you have to like stand like 10 feet to your left.
Yeah.
For it to pick up.
And that creates a whole like game theory for the Uber and Lyft drivers where they have to like calculate it and do all that shit. Wasn't one guy saying, he's like, yeah, I come here and I just stay on this side and like I don't even fuck around, for like 4 hours. Yeah. It's funny because it's so stark when you're there. It's like, oh yeah, it's on the border of California, Nevada, or whatever, but it is so stark. It's like the difference. A tale of 2 states, it's literally a tale of 2 states where it's just like different realities, different.
Everybody's having fun.
Laws. Yeah,
everybody's having fun. Trump 24 flags everywhere, everywhere. You don't see libtards out there. I don't know if they are there. You might, but they're not like they're not feral like they are here.
Well, Pelosi did. You got Pelosi for sure.
Yeah, but dude, is she mobbing? The Harris,
dude? You can't be. Yeah, you can't be. Well, you can't be feral when you're in Tahoe, dude. You have to. You have to represent, dude.
Like you got they. I wonder if there's like hick libs out there, in like Tahoe or something, because like they're just like like woods.
Got the Carson City hick libs, dude. The fucking they exist, dude.
Queer woodsmen, up there. But there's it's so fun, man. Anybody who wants. I couldn't believe you hadn't like really.
I've never been on the lake. I went in summer one time.
Yeah.
For like a summer camp thing when I was like 10, rock climbing and shit.
Yeah, but that's
whatever. And then I've been skiing there, but in North Star, like Truckee a bunch. But never really clowned. Yeah,
I'm a Tahoe summer guy. I don't really. The winter's cool, but
we need to. Yeah, if you want to be close to RC, you make your way out to like we're ending up there for sure, dude. Some form or fashion, for sure.
I for sure will be there all the time because it's
that flight though, dude. It was a straight cheese grinder landing into Reno, dude. Yeah, the turbulence goes crazy. Yeah,
and it was kind of a poetic trip because as soon as we got back, literally all the fucked up stuff that we're about to talk about happened.
Yep.
Like I remember just feeling again, Daniel 25, possibility of an island. I'm like, I'm a human again. I'm floating in water. I now don't know what my purpose is, but I know I have a purpose.
Yeah,
and
where's Fox?
I'm doing all. Did
he die again?
I'm just like all this pussy doesn't matter. Like just that guy. And then all of a sudden we get back and it's like Biden gets swapped out. And I was kind of like, all right, whatever. Like, I guess they did it. I didn't think they would. And I was like, I guess they did it. Kind of odd when they switched. Trump almost dies in an assassination. Doesn't happen. And then they're like, all right, make the switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because there were two plans. There were two playbooks. There was, all right, we knock Trump off or allow it to happen or whatever. Like that happens. And then Biden becomes the candidate. He probably beats fucking Nikki Haley or some shit. Beats her in a landslide. And then all of a sudden Biden, we just straight up like Omicron reserve, like the actual killer Omicron, and just like kill him, even more maybe with the vaccine. Kill him off, and then Kamala becomes president. And then all of a sudden they missed, and then now it's like, all right, make the switch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
No, it's the switch. It's again, it's a vibe check. It's definitely looking a little bleaker. It's funny. What you just described, they had those meetings. That's the crazy thing, dude. Like literally that's it's so obvious. And
it was literally white dudes for Harris were the meeting, I bet. Like it was like Mark Hamill.
Dude,
like what if we shot Trump or whatever? And we're gonna get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode.
It's funny. Well, I actually, my algorithm was shoving that Scott Galloway dude down my, and I was listening to, he's like this, he sold some company for like, he's like got like $300 million and he's, I guess he did this like famous, he's like one of those guys that's like young people can't get ahead because of mortgages. And it's right. Which is, and he kind of drops bars on that subject. And so I kind of was, I would listen to a few of his podcasts and I was like, this sounds cool. There's something off though, and because he just keeps talking, and then boom, he was in that meeting, dude. Scott Galloway was in the bros for K-Hive.
So he was actually in the Zoom call.
Bottom left, dude. I saw the screenshot. I was like, that's Scott Galloway, and he had said before. And so you're describing all these problems about like the economy and stuff, and that's it's just kind of like, what is happening here, dude? It's really funny. And again, you got like $300 million, so you're good. But it's it's funny. Mark Hamill, who's the actor with the gap tooth? That dude, he was
or Paul Scheer.
Paul Scheer.
Paul Scheer. Right. Yeah. Well, anyways, I want to get to that because I do have a clip from that I want to play. But let's take it from the beginning. Kamala Harris. First off, already nauseating. The day it happened, there were like people, clips of videos of like women saying, it's not Kamala, it's Kamala, get it right. Like that, like the whole pronunciation thing, Wingardium Leviosa shit that they do with her name. That's like, that's exactly like that is totally like when you get the, it's like this power move they do. That's like this. I listen to NFL draft podcasts, and they get half the fucking program is these nerd white guys getting excited when they say a Samoan guy's name right, and it's like, okay, fuck, I don't care. I literally don't care.
It's like Rick Bayless pronouncing a salsa correctly. It's like, you can see the inside. He's just like
still gets charged with cultural appropriation.
Respect. Love me some RB. But it's exactly like that.
But and then he still catches
a charge. Oh yeah,
catches a cultural appropriation.
Yeah, I remember when Zoomers discovered him, they're like, "This is bad." I was like, "Yo, we were watching this guy on PBS in like 1995, dude. He's been in the game, dude. He's not." Yeah, you're officially Mexican if you've been making.
First off, the Bayless family does not need Zoomers, so just relax. Nope.
There's a cutoff. There's a big cutoff.
Yeah. Well, so she gets the nomination, and we can tell right away that it's Obama, kind of, in a sense, saying basically the DNC donor money's not coming in for Biden. Biden bombs the debate hard, and it's just not looking great. And I remember how much of a lull it was with Biden. Yeah. And then immediately Kamala gets put in there, who we haven't seen for 4 years.
Yep.
She didn't do anything. Like, she was not, if she was a star, the way they're saying she is, like the star, we would have seen her doing all types, especially with a geriatric president who can't put a sentence together. You think like Kamala would have been everywhere. She wasn't. No. So, but dude, the memeing, it's a very like William Gibson thing happening right now. PKD.
Well, it's funny, and again, I'm about to say this. Obviously this is all fake. I know that it's all fake. Mm-hmm. But if I was like in that camp, I would feel better. Like, it's kind of reminds me of the Raiders when they fired Josh McDaniels.
Right,
Let's fucking go, dude.
Oh, they all knew.
I get it, but it is fake. It's 100% fake.
Of course it is. But they all, like, I've talked to like the normies in real life. They're pumped, pumped, but they never were excited about her ever. Like, not once. And it's just this idea that, one, she checks the boxes. She's whatever, Indian, black, whatever. Like, she's something that's not white. And then she's a woman, and she laughs and like kind of has like OxyContin kind of behavior and like weird mood stabilizer behavior, and which is huge with gay guys. The gay guys are having a tough time right now with like the pseudo based gay guys, like, that are like, I don't fuck with the Democrat Party anymore. Kamala was kind of like this is like a Real Housewife.
Emergency class, dude.
Yeah, I have to vote for this. This is like a Real Housewife. Like the memes. Think of the memes.
Yeah.
They have to do it, especially because half their friends are just like New York brunch guys that they can't tell about their anonymous Twitter account, where, you know, like they can't do that. So this kind of satisfies that niche. And I'm saying all this with the caveat that I still don't think it's going to work after this honeymoon phase. Like, I don't think it's going to
fizzle. It'll fizzle out.
They don't have COVID this year. I mean, they are trying to, they are doing a soft roll. No, it's too late, because there's already a Democrat president.
It is pretty fucking late.
And there's a Democrat president in office.
Yes.
Trump being in office allowed COVID to like really.
So funny how all these things mesh together.
Yeah.
You know, and we've both said this, and I've said this too, where it's, I don't think enough emphasis is placed. We forgot that the COVID thing happened right at the end of the Trump era, the first one, and we kind of memory hold that, but that was the whole thing. That was the whole, you know, Bernie at the DNC march, lockdown in your house. All the Bernie bros got scared, you know, and we're like, no, we got to listen to them. And then, it was Trump. And honestly, Trump lost his swag hard during the fucking COVID shit. For sure. Like, it's the first time I saw him like really like
kind of crazy. I mean, when else has it ever happened? I mean, it's a pretty tough bomb to have.
So anytime people talk about the era without kind of like bringing that up is kind of, that was the most important factor, I feel, is like,
of course,
it was like that's why it all happened that way. It wouldn't not have happened that way if it wasn't.
We had the fortified election.
Yep.
Time magazine article.
By the way, more and more evidence is cut. Like, I've never been, obviously, like, I care about that, but it's never been like my main thing. But more and more evidence is coming out. Like, not that we needed it, but that shit was insane, dude. Back then, it was so. And also, like, I've been a big Scott Adams kick lately. I love it. I just love listening to his show in the morning, dude. 7 a.m. Twitter. Just check it out. You know, it's a fun one for sure.
That's such a and it's on Rumble too, right? Or
it's on. And dude, I hate the Twitter media player because if you like it wrong, it explodes and you can't find your way back. But yeah, why did I bring him up though? You forget it. But he's made for times like this, basically.
Yeah, and to me, like, dude, okay, there's a lot happening right now. There's the meme war. Like our friend of the pod, recent Gain of Fiction guest, Jack Mason, had the great tweet that said, Democrats find out that a meme is working when New York Times put out a piece saying this meme is working, and then all of a sudden there's an article that says that.
Top tweet of all time, just that one alone, dude.
Literally everyone in my life operates on that notion. They're like, hey, the memes, they're working. It's like
I love when my memes are verified by the New York Times. Dude, I love when that's what I love about memes is when they're verified by the New York Times.
And then of course Trump picks Vance. So Trump picks Vance, and that I didn't think that was going to be that controversial of a pick. I didn't really know a lot about him, but apparently, like, people just aren't. There's a lot of just regular normie Republicans that apparently don't like him. You know what? I don't think it's enough for them to like not vote or something, but there's a lot of people that don't like him. He's a little crass. He's a little online. I think it fits right in with Trump, and he's 40.
He's an oddball for sure, but not in a
different
way.
Guy. Yeah, but Mike Pence was the fucking guy before him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, Mike Pence scared all the hoes.
It was like he was creating a lab to do precisely that.
He literally had to have his wife with him at all time because the hoes would get scared.
Yeah.
And so
he's like, I will get falsely accused. For like, I guarantee I will. He's like, you preemptively. That's so funny. He's like,
which, you know, hey, I get it. But
for sure. No, but it's fun. Yeah, it's like I love it, dude. But JD Vance, he seems fine. You know, I'd love him more if he didn't crush the Mountain Dew. The Mountain Dew thing is the one, like, that's my weird one thing where. But then again, I'm like, dude,
what is the Mountain Dew? That one I've missed. I've seen them like kind of people.
Isn't that like that's like his Red Bull is just Mountain Dew? You know,
I think.
Or am I falling for?
I think it's diet.
Am I falling for a psyop? Because I know like all the half the shit you hear about it is like fake, and then you learn about it.
Well, he wrote some auto fiction, right, called Hillbilly Elegy, and I haven't read the book. There was a mutual on Twitter named Hillbilly Elegy. I didn't realize that's what that was. Like, or maybe that's from something else. Maybe Vance had the title from something else. I don't know. I was just like, oh, is that what that is? And the reason we see it on Twitter, on like the dissident factions and stuff, is because JD Vance has been like a Chapo main character that they go after for a long time. So this is and look, there's no Bernie Sanders this year, so they go straight to the Democrat. I mean, they go straight there. It's actually been, I know this is all, we've all known this.
We've all known it, but it's
like, there was no like, no, I'm not booning. Like, it was none of that. It was just straight to,
it's still jar. It's an echo of a jar. You're just like, what?
Yeah. I was just like, damn, it's weird that they didn't try to code it in anything.
Yeah.
You know? And, but this whole thing now is that JD Vance and Trump, any of these people, they're weird guys. They're weird guys. Now, JD Vance, the weirdest thing, and I'm here to defend this, and I know you are too. Apparently this is in that book. And look, you're writing auto fiction, right? Which you're gonna. I just read, Portnoy's Complaint, which is effectively auto fiction. You're gonna admit the guy was
JD's
jerking
complaint.
off. Yeah, JD's Complaint, dude. And because, dude, Philip Roth is jerking off with fucking chicken livers out of the fridge, thinking about his mom, putting his sister's panties on his head, all this stuff. Effectively, that even though maybe some of it is made up, like I have a feeling Philip Roth was speaking some real facts in there. And I think JD Vance, I haven't read the book, so I'm not going to comment on what it is, but the Appalachian coal miner thing is a huge thing for like dirtbag left people, because they all think that Appalachian coal miner people are like these like Zoolander family members are all like voting like they're secret socialists, guys. Like, they're secret socialists. They say
if you have like a little that's like so alluring for, because it gives a you know, if you live in fucking Seattle and you can listen to like a podcast with like a socialist Southern twang guy, you're like, oh shit, this is, it's kind of like it's made for people like you,
I think Bernie Sanders does well where people say soda pop. I think he polls well in those states. personally. And that's like, we don't hear about pronouns. That's Yankee stuff. We don't talk. Everybody got pronouns out here, and nobody cares. Like they do that like weird like
or they
Southern
like if
hillbilly leftist thing. It's so
if you
annoying.
give a shit about how anyone dresses or presents, we will fucking murder you and dump you in the lake. It's like, no, you won't, dude. You're fucking losers, dude.
I know, and it's just like, I go to Walmart every weekend, and it's all leftists out there. I just don't know what people are saying. It's all leftists at Walmart.
Dude.
Yeah, and
it's so funny because it's like, I mean, that's fine. Okay, if you want to be that, that's fine. There's no, you can be a fucking MAGA in a city. You can be, the dirtbag left in like Appalachia, but don't pretend it's something it's not.
Dude.
Like, dude, my mom lives in like Eastern Oregon. I know what that place is like, dude. It's like, don't pretend. Yeah,
I know.
Crazy.
So that's it's important for them to take down a JD Vance. And look, Vance has the Peter Thiel ties. I don't love that. Like, I don't love that. Like, it's not none of these are.
Yeah,
are
lest
great.
we get accused of being like a shill for fucking.
I know. And there's that's the thing. The minute I don't just completely say, actually, guys, I just don't care about any of it. They're all bad. Whatever. It's a ceasefire, and then like that's what you're supposed to say, and then vote Democrat. That's like what people want you to do. And,
the last one. And it's like the South Park. Yeah, and it's gone.
And part of the vehicle for what I want. No, I'm not falling for that. Sorry. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Because I'm sorry, Melinda Gates is just like, oh, I'm getting into politics now, and Kamala's the lady. I'm like, all right. So for every Teal-backed person, there's a Melinda Gates, Soros-backed Democrat who's, I'm sorry, the way that the media was able to just rise from the ashes to promote Kamala Harris, it still shows where the institutions are backing. Like, I know there was a weird pendulum. People are obsessed with pendulums. Like, yes, Trump does come off as kind of cool now, as opposed in 2016, where he was cool to his base, but to the outside, he was this demon, like Hitler guy. And then obviously we saw 4 years, and then we've seen 4 years of Biden where fucking it costs, $65 to buy like 7 household items and all these things. Trump comes off as cool to a lot of people, but I'm sorry, the media isn't able to flip the switch on the Trump assassination attempt and then go completely into Kamala, Charlie XCX brat meme mode.
Yeah, they're not going like Peter Thiel mode.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's fine. That's, again, I think there are huge issues with that, but it's clearly not like the big thing. I love the Peter Thiel interview, like coked out interviews where he's like, and he's like trying to answer a question. He's clearly just yacked out. There's some those are funny, dude. I don't know.
And it's like, anyways, it's just like this thing. But Vance, right? He wrote a book, and apparently he said that he fucked a couch.
But that was made up too, though. But even if it wasn't,
no, I'll believe it, and I'll say, guess what? That's fine.
No, so that's what I'm. So again, like, I'm trying to think. I immediately when I thought of that, first of all, I did post a thing where I was like, who said it? I forget who said it, but they're like, yo, we've all done that, and I was like, it needed to be said, dude, because it's like I remember that being that age, dude, and I remember like.
Dude, I tried to fuck a warm glass of water one time.
Yeah, dude. It's like
when I was like 14, dude. Like, people just don't know that.
No, they don't know. Yeah, and for me, it was like pool jets, dude. Pool jets all day, dude. And fucking dude.
Dude, testing the water under your hand to make sure it's like warm, skin cock level. Like, you're just like, dude, you're like,
and the
come on.
And you ever try like a left field technique, and then it doesn't work? You're like, oh, I'm out. You try it once, never again. It's
dude,
like,
I had a coach.
Dude,
My JV baseball coach. He was like 23 coaching us, so he was like an older brother essentially. And he was just like, he's like, I haven't jerked off in years. He was like talking about that. He's like, I haven't jerked off in years. He's like, what? He goes, I still get down. He's like, don't get me wrong. He's like, he goes, Oscar Mayer, dude, bologna sandwich, microwave. He's like 27 seconds. And then he's like, you get some kind of spread in there, and he goes, you go to town, dude. And I know, which is crazy at like 23 to be doing that, but like, at the end of the day, like, I'm like, first off, fucking inanimate objects, if that's in your male autofiction, I've read female autofiction where they all get awards for this, by the way, and they're like, I put lipstick in my pussy and cockroaches, and you're like, because of men.
That's
and
the thing,
like,
it's like there is a one way. It's like the California Nevada Uber thing. There's a one-way shame track, where it's like, you could write articles about cucumbers and shit or whatever, and that's totally accepted. But
Yeah.
Where's our cucumber, dude? Where's our, we need our.
First off, dude, like a lazy boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, pause on the boy part. That's the gayest part, but like, like a lazy boy, a little plush cushion, something like that. Like, come on, dude.
I remember the articles when that show. It's kind of, I don't really fuck with the show, but Big Mouth, the animated, the Nick Kroll thing, and when that came out, like I remember like women were like, "Yo, is it really like that for men?" And all the men were like, "Yeah, we're like
it's way worse." By the way,
it's for sure, exactly. It's like, you guys don't understand how crazy it is, and so I thought that was funny. Yeah, JD, boy, it's like that's not going to lose him any votes in his base, dude.
No. and then also you have he had that one clip where he said that like childless women are like fucking shit up or something. Like it was this like kind of like the world is catered to.
I'm looking for the idea.
Well, it's like again, like that one hit hard. That one was like he's like the world where we decided that was like our main base that we want to cater to as like politicians, and he goes and fuck that. Like that's not the way life works. And a lot of people got mad at that. And he did make a mistake. And I'll tell you what he forgot to do. And this is just if I was JD Vance's PR, I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to change anything about what you said. You forgot to say childless white women, JD Vance. Because if you say white women, you're absolved of all sins.
Yeah. It's
so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the magic eraser, dude. It's just a perfect little.
It doesn't matter. You just say when you mean all women, you just have to add the caveat of white women, and then everybody. It's a stand-up bit at that point.
Dude, it really is like the SSRI class against like reality and like liberty. It's crazy, dude. It's like we've all seen those charts of like all the demographics, and there's that one specific demo that's like 80% boom, and it's just like, whoa, what's going on there? It's crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's like even as a trend, even as just a curious person, you got to be like, yo, what's happening there? Like there's something that's interesting, that's just
So I did see for getting back to Harris, because there's a lot on Harris we have to discuss, because I have some interesting things that I've pulled up. I knew something weird was going to happen because I on an exit in my town, I took a picture and posted it on Twitter on an exit on some K-rail, one of those like exits that leads up to a light and stuff. It said Buttigieg for president, but in like Mexican like gangbanger font.
I was just font, like, LA Raiders.
I was like, like the Freddy Krueger Raider.
Yeah, exactly.
And but there's I was thinking like, okay, that's like a fucking retarded like dirtbag left guy out here that like is doing that, obviously, but like then I saw it tagged in 3 other places, and I was like, something's happening here. And because like I thought it doesn't sound like she's gonna pick him as vice, but I thought she would.
So okay,
dude, because he is like a Welbeck neo-human, dude. Like that guy is like just this like he's just like making out with a guy against his will, like as a bit, like to be like something other than a white guy.
Dude, the Afghanistan military uniform cracks me up every time. He's in like a full military. It's like, dude, you literally did that for like political to have that in your.
And he was like a McKinsey consultant and all these like, dude, the guy is just a straight up spook. And like, I thought that was who's gonna pick, but I kept seeing Buttigieg for president. Apparently, doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case. Then also, Brat is a big thing, which is a Charlie XCX album. I'll say it right now, unlistenable. I tried. It's really bad. Have you ever like
I never put a full album on hers, no.
So whenever like somebody becomes like that person, like that, I always gotta like try, even though I know I'm probably not gonna like it. Like Taylor Swift, I put it on, I'm like, I gotta see, like because a lot of times I can at least see the appeal and be like, okay, that's not for me, but I get why people like it. I turned it on and I was just like, all of a sudden, like I'm like, oh, this is trying to like sissy hypno me into putting like a leather harness on and like a pig and like a dog mask or something. Like this shit is horrible. Anyways, tough one. That's a tough one for that. But she says Charlie XX came out and said Kamala is Brat. So that is now the meme thing. So on Apple News, I was given a push notification from National Geographic about was Cleopatra Brat.
Yeah.
These 5 women in history were the OG Brat girls. This is in National Geographic. Did Flint Dibble write this?
Cleopatra, the one that ruined the Egyptian Empire? Was she brat?
She was a fucking brat, dude.
The last leader of Egypt before
yeah, maybe she is brat. Yeah. But this is
what are we saying here with modern parallels, dude?
The name of the person that wrote this article, Parisa Jengi.
Word.
I mean, just like roller backpack, like girl, like in school, and violin case and everything. But it's just like, so this is just crazy though. You're writing for like National Geographic. I thought it was Flint Dibble at first, like I said, that wrote this article, but it's not.
Might as well.
It says to start, brat girls play hard and write their own rules. Unbothered by convention, they embrace their authentic selves and don't mind a little drama. Singer-songwriter Charlie XCX popularized the term with her 2024 album Brat, and Kamala Harris has embraced the label. But the lifestyle brat girls is far from new. Cleopatra's, it's always happened, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, it's always it's like some leftist shit. Where they're like, guys, it's always been like this. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, Cleopatra's love life became political, so then she decided to become a brat. Apparently, Caesar Augustus sought to defeat Cleopatra and Antony, and he launched a full throttle propaganda campaign to discredit the Egyptian queen, painting her as debauched, corrupt, and an overly sexed foreigner. And then then Cleopatra dropped a hyper pop album apparently after that. This is another one that dude, the painting is ridiculous. Wu Zetian defied the convention to rule and is also a brat. Wu Zetian is the only female emperor in Chinese history. I wonder why there's never been any since. Rose from concubine to the throne by skillfully navigating the male-dominated political landscape of the Tang dynasty in China.
Concubine to throne.
Yeah,
dude.
Also,
see, but this is why, because like all the conservatives are like, dude, she sucked. Who's the Willie Brown? Right?
Willie Brown, dude. Yeah.
And it's like, that's all true. But the thing is, like, they don't see it. They see that as like a girl boss.
No, it's actually that I agree has always happened.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
That I agree.
Yeah.
Like, also Wu Zetian developed the one plant policy, which I think is kind of interesting.
Wuhan Zetian did. Yeah, exactly. One plant.
Yeah, one plant. Yeah,
it's echoing through time and space as we speak.
There's a mural in my apartment complex. I didn't realize that's who that was. Lucrezia Borgia. Come on. She's just on a bronze coin. Apparently, she's a brat. And
okay, so this is all fake, right? This
is Flint Dibble.
We're like, it's just a new word for like this is like the new boss thing, and it's okay. All right, new Flint Dibble. Yeah,
I know. It's just some Flint Dibble nonsense. Georgiana, Duchess of Devonshire, which she probably was like, I don't know. This is probably a prominent socialite and had an unconventional lifestyle. So it's like all these women were like whores that apparently came power. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah, you're right.
I bet they were cooler than what's happening today, though.
I don't know. I bet Cleopatra was not cool. I don't think.
I don't know enough about it, but
I don't think she was cool.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you think? Like, I doubt that any of this shit will be like 2024 will be in the history books as like this kind of stuff. I doubt that for some.
Dude, they're gonna put her on a coin while she's president if she wins.
Coin
Mala, dude. But it'll be the only Bitcoin Mala, but it'll be the only coin that's allowed to, because they don't even take coins anymore.
It'll be the CBDC, dude.
It'll be that. Yeah, dude, it'll be that.
It's digital, but they'll still print them for some reason. Yeah.
But also, there have been some very interesting Zoom meetings, of which I have 2 clips. This is the white women for Kamala Harris, and I don't mind if you guys press ahead on this clip, but I have to play it.
Ariel Fodor, affectionately known as Mrs. Frazzle to her combined audience of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among.
First of all, wired headphones. Just going to say. She's got wired headphones. I don't know. I've seen. No, she's absolutely not based. I've seen the video where she like teaches you how to talk to your children like they're retarded or something. Yeah, it's
such
crazy.
Incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. This is a really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way. So tonight, I'm going to share some do's and don'ts for getting involved in politics online and navigating the toxicity that comes with it. And spoiler alert, as much as the toxicity can come from the outside, it can come from us too. So first, don't isolate yourself. We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots.
Yeah.
Bars, dude. Bars.
What if Cleopatra was talking like that back in the day? Like, what if that's like people just had, they're like, the guy, her scribe was like, we can't write this down. I got to write it. Sicker than this shit. Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be like this for the rest of our lives. It's like, it's not going to change. It's crazy.
How many people's workplaces are just like that?
Well, I think about that a lot because you know my story. I was like briefly on a track to be in the upper echelon of that kind of world before I quickly came to I was just like, oh, I don't want to be around any people like this at all. And then now I've just been like, and then I was like homeless in Berkeley for, and shit for a little, how it goes. So, but I think about that where I was like, dude, who would I be if I, was making like $200K a year at some nonprofit or some like tech company? You know what I mean? I would be dead.
I literally don't think you'd be alive.
No, I wouldn't.
I think you would have fucking like the Rage Against the Machine album cover monk. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You would have self-immolated, dude.
Yeah, I would have.
On a Zoom call.
No, I would have snapped, or I would have taken some people with me, probably. Like something like that.
All right.
But yeah, no, I know, dude. What do you think? Yeah, to answer your question, every workplace, I feel, is just, I don't know. It's just because that's what college is now. That's what it just creates this like middle management kind of spawn, and that's just kind of injected into every corporation, it's like the format now. There's no place that isn't like that, or if it is, it's very rare and few and far between, and it's like hiding in a shadow somewhere,
Dude, and this thing, it has that fucking it has that like cadence and like that tone and ambiance of like basically just like talking to women while they're just walking on like the Pink Floyd The Wall meat grinder like conveyor belt. Like it's just like, it just feels so like bleak and
it's not a real, those aren't like real sentences or words, it's like obviously they mean things, and it's a language. It's like a memeified language and stuff, but there's nothing really, there's no, how do you have a conversation with that? How do you have like, and it with no disrespect too, because honestly, like she does seem like a nice person, like honestly, it's not like a huge, I don't know, but then she makes TikToks like about your racist uncle and shit, and how
it's all.
So I saw a few of when you watch those, you're like, oh, this is actually like pretty bleak and pretty what's the word, like insidious, and a lot, where it's crazy. It's in. Okay, so I'm being vague talking about this, but the whole thing is like literally talking to adults like kindergartners, trying to get them in your high-mindedness, in your complete condescending way, to get them to understand something that they don't understand, and they're absolutely wrong, and you're absolutely right as a kindergartner teacher or whatever, where it's just like, and that's what's that meme? Like, if you want to picture the future, imagine a boot stomping you again forever and ever. It's like, if you want to picture the future, imagine like a you know, like a master's degree holder just lecturing you endlessly over and over again. You know, that's what that reminds me of.
And it feels like we're like every time that we're being talked to by somebody like that, because she only does it with white women, because like white guys, like, well, we're gonna play a clip of some guys that would listen to that, but for the most part they treat us like the 12 monkeys, like insane asylum. Like that's like the future is just us being like so inebriated and just like out of our mind. And then like these women just doing these like marshmallow clap, because clapping for sensory, you know.
And the one thing that stuck out to me that in there was like, God forbid we correct a BIPOC person, you know, like that, like God forbid, like you're not allowed to like.
I corrected like 5 of them today at work.
You're not allowed to like check someone. Like, is that just not part of it? That's crazy, dude. That's like that's a dangerous. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. That's weird. You know, that's just weird.
No,
like and the thing is, just like also as a human, how does that garner respect? No one's gonna like respect you, and I don't mean in some like way of, you know, like establishing dominance or whatever, but literally just being a human with real opinions where you can have a conversation and talk to people. No one can see you as a real human with like real thoughts and real opinions if you actually believe that shit, you know. And that includes everyone. So I don't know. That's just wild to me.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, part of me just thinks it's a huge grift, but I do hear that stupid therapy speak like all the time now. Any like reality TV show you watch, it's all the contestants, all these people like speak in that weird, like they all have the same hand movements, they all have the same like
it's a code switch. You can turn it on and off like a switch. You know, it's like a switch where you're like, boom, I'm in that therapy speak now.
Fucking pisses me off. And then on the other hand, we had the white dudes for Kamala Harris, and
which is way worse.
It's way worse.
Because we expect come on. It's like I can be like, okay, I understand it. You know.
Yeah.
And but this.
Because Jeff Bridges kicks it off, and Jeff Bridges, it's like, oh, we got a black chick, man, yeah, far out. He's like slapping the hood. He's just like so excited, and I'm just like, dude, why are you, as a fucking 75-year-old millionaire actor, why do you care? Like, just chill. Question. Like, you have nothing. There's no further career move for you to get off of this. Like, you're just an old white guy. Like, they're phasing you out. I remember a while, I'm going to play the clip in a sec, but I remember like I felt bad for my favorite libtard, Stephen King. I felt really bad for him because he was calling for Biden to step down. He was going like, I'm old. Like, I have my days where I'm just like stupid as fuck. Like, it's really not a good idea to have like a president right now. He's like much respect to Joe, love Joe, and all those like dumb like accounts that just pop up out of nowhere election time for like Democrats, like, and they're all these like black dudes that look like they work for Deborah Vance on Hacks. Like they're all these like really crazy like dudes, and they'll just be like, wow, white man, you want to lose the election, you have nothing to lose by losing the election, white man, by telling Biden to step down. And now that he did, it's all like, oh great, you know, they pivoted. They had no actual strategy. It was all just obviously vote blue no matter who. I mean, they say what it is. But all these people, it's like, dude, you're still like an old white guy. Like, at the end of the day, like they don't like you. Like, you're not part of the plan.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that red candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, can't do shit.
And
I think a lot of I noticed this a lot with really good looking dudes that have those type of politics and beliefs, is they can kind of get away with it a little bit because it's just, they kind of have this, and I feel it's probably the same for like famous dudes, right? Where like a Jeff Bridges type, where you know they can kind of slip in, because you know, if there is a group to be accepted, it's those guys. You know what I mean? Because they're still like have some kind of value to that, whatever that project is or whatever. So I think that might explain part of it, right? Where it's like, if you're rich and famous or like really good looking or whatever, you kind of can like sneak in that window with those beliefs, and not, you know, where it's like, Where if you're like an incel, you're like, dude, fuck that. There's like nothing for me there. You know what I mean? Kind of like one of those things. So
that word's been making a comeback too.
Yeah, I think someone close to you was using that.
Somebody
word.
who is too old to be using to even know what that word is.
Bleeds. Yeah, it's like
I think John Oliver. My sneaking suspicion is that John Oliver, since JD Vance has become a thing, and JD Vance, follows like base right-wing accounts, so like, and he's kind of a younger meme guy, or he's not a meme guy, but I just mean like he comes from that ilk. He's like a poster on the internet and stuff. So I think like the incel term had to come back because that's easily what you can say if like you want a Handmaid's Tale everybody, you're like an incel. It's like, whatever, So I that's what I think, because I heard that one in the wild from somebody who shouldn't know what that means, and I was like, oh no, this is scary. So anyways, and this is the White Dudes for Harris meeting. It's about a 2-minute clip, but it's pretty good.
White, I'm a dude and I'm for Harris.
Over the last few years, I've been thinking a lot about men.
I'm not sure if you guys can recall that feeling you had on the night of Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. I stood over my kid's bed and I wept.
White nationalists in MAGA, they want to speak for you specifically as white men.
In the marginalized communities that educate me every single day, that this is a constant education for all of us.
Kamala is carrying on her shoulders 248 years of pain, of agony, of hope, of frustration. And no matter how high she jumps, no matter how many degrees she has, no matter how good her grades are, she's never good enough because they're always moving the line.
What a variety of whiteness we have here, with like a rainbow of beige.
But man, I am scared to death of what the future could look like if we go back to another Trump administration, one that truly left working construction white men behind.
You've seen it with congressional leaders who have called Vice President Harris a DEI candidate.
Of course, men are also
literally she was though.
No,
like that. Like
no, not only. Well, I brought this up. I got to
look at Pete. Pete's about to bust real fast. Look at this. No. But I want to pause it for a long time.
No.
So please.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, Pete's
because what's funny?
That's the couch. That's the couch POV for Vance.
POV. You're exactly. You're a couch, and
POV. You're Chasten Buttigieg.
Yeah. About to chastise Chasten,
dude.
But no. That's what Scott, dude. Again, I'm telling you, I've been a Scott Adams like super, because he's so good during these times, and like again, we'll call him out when we
did. We called him out a lot. Yeah.
But he was talking about, and I have another clip here, but he was talking about how wait, fuck, dude, my memory is just shot today. What was I?
Scott Adams talking about DEI, maybe.
So he was saying, he's like, Biden literally said, that's what he said when he was like, why'd you pick Harris as a VP? He's like, well, it's time we include everyone and do this. There was literally his word.
And every article said he needs to pick a black woman.
So it's like, what does that mean? So it's like, by their own rules, it's kind of like a very, it's a very, again, there's no internal consistency there.
Dude, it's insane.
And again, okay, if you're going to claim it's not a DEI hire, then what are the policies? What are the actual things that are going to get done? We never hear that. It's all about brat and you're evil and you're weird.
And a coconut tree, which I don't even know what that means.
Dude, I hear all these catchphrases and I'm like, I don't even try and dig. There's no explanation for it. It's just like so dumb. It's just some weird like third glass of wine kind of fucking statement that you make, which, hey, we've all been there, but it's like, I'm also not vice president of the United States.
Let's see what Pete's got to say.
So more free in a country where we have a president who stands up for things like access to abortion care.
Let's be clear about who Donald Trump and JD Vance are. Donald Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, and a congenital liar. He's a fraud. And JD Vance is his mini-me. I even created my own cognitive test that describes the two of them. Sofa, dolphin, shark, cats, convict.
Real men respect women, their decisions, their careers. And it's pretty clear that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance don't.
A woman president.
Hold on, before we get to Big Jeff, dude. Imagine watching this. You're watching this meeting, and you scan that QR code, donate now. You should just be like, it should just be the Canadian-made system that happens to you.
Like an instant made. Right
yeah,
there.
Like all of a sudden, just a capsule just closes on you, and then just like, you know, like Soylent Green, you just nice picture of flower, democracy. You just see a picture of democracy or something, or documents or something like that, and then you just get flushed out, dude. Because like, if you're, dude, it's so over for you if you donate after watching this. Like, I mean, come on. All right, Big Jeff.
And how exciting!
If there is a God, she's a terrible writer.
One day, we all will be asked what we did to stop this MAGA movement. What will your answer be?
Dude,
who's the black dude?
Yeah.
Who's the?
I mean,
hang on, I gotta play what I sent you today on this exact topic. I'll just put my to the mic here.
Pro Kamala and white, and they did have something in common. Anybody want to mention what that was? What do all of the white male Kamala Harris supporters have in common, as far as I could tell? Number one, no muscles whatsoever.
This is Scott Adams.
No muscles. They look low T, most of them, and they present as though they have major psychological problems.
That's it. It is, dude. You guys are missing out, dude. I'm telling you, it's like this every morning at 7 a.m. Dude. It's like it is so funny, dude. He just goes off, dude. Yeah.
So there was it's weird. I saw Rogan posting or like a clip from Rogan where he's like, it's kind of weird if you like Google bad things about Kamala Harris, like nothing pops up now. Like she's got the full like Google,
it's sealed up. Dude, it's sealed
Google washing, like, and all that stuff. But I remember this isn't necessarily about her. This isn't fair to say this is about her, but this was one of my favorite stories when it's from 2015. Kamala, this is from I believe it's ABC 7 LA. Kamala Harris, one of her aides, and two others were arrested for allegedly running a fake Masonic police department. And so 3 people, including an aide to California Attorney General Kamala Harris, were arrested for impersonating police officers and creating a fake law enforcement agency called the Masonic Fraternal Police Department. On April 29th, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department detectives served search warrants and arrest warrants across the 2800 block of the Linda Vista Street and the 1700 block of Sierra Highway, both in Santa Clarita. 3 people were arrested. Badges, identification cards, weapons, uniforms, police type cars, and other law enforcement equipment were found at both locations. The 3 people were arrested for impersonating a peace officer. Now it has come to the later as it goes on. There was a meeting with these with the Masonic, the MFPD, they say, the Masonic Fraternal Police Department. During the meeting, the group claimed the descendants of the Knights Templar and their police agency was created in 1100 BC. The members also claimed their department had sovereign jurisdiction in 33 states and Mexico.
I need to know what 33 states. I need to know what states aren't included in that.
I know.
First of all, this is literally. I said this in the
it's
chat.
Vallis.
It's Vallis, dude. Yeah, it's like actually in the Roman 1500 BC, the Roman
it's Black Iron Prison, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's what black means.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
And then the positive bubble and the negative bubble, the universe merged, and the foam created was actually it's the line that separates the yin and yang, and it's like just schizo PKD ram. Dude, it's like Terrence Howard Vallis, basically. Dude.
I know. It's just crazy because like that was one of her like people that used to like work for. Yeah, maybe she got fired because it was like, oh wow, like no.
It should be a bigger story, dude. There should be like this.
That's what I'm saying. If Trump had literally anyone near him that did something like that, it would be QAnon, like all this stuff. But this is like just, dude, creating a fake police department. First off, they were just a few years ahead of 2020. Like they could have just done the fake police department.
I want to know more about this. Like honestly, I'm not even like hating. I want to know.
No, it is kind of sick. Like
I want to know. Like I want to know the origins of this. Like the 1100 BC. I need to know. Because there's some misinterpretation going on, but I need to know what that is.
Yeah,
this
let's see. Well, Yeah.
What was that? Who just said that we was cops or something?
Dude, we was cops.
Yeah,
Dude, that's hilarious. But like, I'm not getting anything. Oh, okay. Might be a site that might try to the 3,000-year-old Illuminati police force meets its match. That's the headline.
The match, dude.
The match was the real police, apparently.
Yeah.
But
God,
damn it. Yeah. Dude, can you imagine getting pulled over by the Masonic Fraternal Police Department? Like, if you're just like, oh, weed's decriminalized, not with the Masonic Fraternal Police Department. Fuck! Yeah, you just like go to like jail and it's just somebody's house.
Yeah, dude.
You go under like a Patrick Star rock, like they just keep you there forever. Oh, dude, fuck that. Yeah, it was no, I just mean that was one of my favorite like old Kamala Harris stories because she has like a bit of a reputation in California.
I know what's the biggest crime in that department is truancy from school or shit like that, you know.
Yeah, she's weird because it's like there's you know, and you can tell who's saying who. There's a leftist critique of Kamala Harris that she's a cop, which obviously she is, attorney general, but then there's other, like, there was a guy who got killed like pretty badly in San Francisco. Like, he was this like
I remember that.
I think it was Mario Woods was his name. And it was like, you know, look, I understand there's probably a lot of our audience are like, so what, who gives a shit? But like some of the police killing stuff really fucks with me. But like this kid was like a schizophrenic kid and they just straight firing squatted him. Like, and it was kind of like Kamala Harris was like, yeah, whatever. And then, but then there's also the other side where it's like, okay, they bust like truancy from schools. They like put moms in jail for like truancy from school. And then, but then also like you can just shoplift.
Yeah.
You know, like, so there's this weird, like, it's not even Law and Order. It's not even like there's this rhyme or reason. It's this like weird selective, like she was like really like the weed stuff was weird. She was weird about like weed for a long time. Like back when California had like long moved past ever caring about weed.
Yeah.
And she was just like really stuck on
that. It's a weird, there's no real person. It's not a real person. It's not a real, like, you going by the words, you can go, because, and obviously like the MAGA guys are like, she's the most leftist commie person ever. And you can find clips where she's saying like the most insane, like complete open borders and stuff. So it's like, it's a Rorschach test of like, it's like literally either the most like moderate, slightly conservative cop attorney general person, or like the complete like peak 2015 2017 like Chapo leftist type person. It's literally, it could be anything and no one knows what it will actually, it's the blob, dude. It's the blob. It's like, no, you know, it's completely what benefits the, you know, it's a complete paint splatter, you know.
And then she marries Doug Emhoff, who Doug Emhoff is just like the like a pharmaceutical defense lawyer, basically. Like that's just all he does. Like I don't know if it was the Sacklers, but all these like big like opioid things. Like he would defend that. Yeah. He was a property lawyer for a while, but I know he was I know he was in like the pharmaceutical defense stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that's great. That bodes really well, you know. Like
so he was like a Sackler defender.
I don't know if Merck,
like that.
Merck.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, USA Today did a this is a great fact check from USA Today. Fact check, by the way, because they know you're Googling all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Fact check. Doug Emhoff once represented Merck, but he isn't a big pharma lawyer. It's like, okay.
Yeah. But he is, because he did.
Yeah, the claim.
Why would you say he's not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I kill somebody once, I am a murderer. Like, it's not like, you know, the claim. Doug Emhoff is a big pharma lawyer, and Joe Biden will mandate a vaccine for COVID. So this is false, by the way.
What year is this?
It had to have been during 2020, November 12th, 2020, right when the vax rollout was about to happen.
So he won. Yeah, that's great. What a crazy.
No, but that's your claim, you idiots. That's your claim. We're fact checking your claim right now. You think that Doug Emhoff is a big pharma lawyer and Joe Biden will mandate a vaccine for COVID-19.
Yeah, he definitely won't. He most certainly won't, dude. He won't try. Yeah.
Posts online claim that Douglas Emhoff, the husband of Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and the future quote second gentleman. That's rough. is a
fuck,
yeah, that's just rough. Dude. Oh, first off, you're not even first. And then but so they say he was a lawyer for Merck, the company that makes Gardasil, the vaccine that is very effective against human papillomavirus. And then it has a hyperlink that says subscribers. This is USA Today. Certainly no conflict of interest there, right? Reads the caption of a post on Facebook. Anybody thinks that Biden won't mandate a COVID vaccine is in for a shock. The user behind this post has not responded to a request from the USA Today for comment. Fact check. Neither Biden nor Trump is calling for mandated COVID-19 vaccines. Yeah, good thing Biden never tried to do it through OSHA, right? He never tried.
Nationwide, firing 100,000 nurses in New York City or whatever the fuck, dude.
I mean, it's just like, and first off, if you defend Merck, especially for like Gardasil related stuff,
Gardasil, dude, which is a bad one. That's a bad one, dude. That's
you're fucking Retardasil, dude.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Gardasil, dude.
Yeah, you're a Gardasil. And
dude, by the way, I always get caught up in this, and I hate doing it. But I was on Twitter today, and this dumb fucking strain of like vaccine defenders that say, actually, you can sue the vaccine manufacturers in court. And it's like, you literally can't. They tried, and the Supreme Court knocked it down.
It's a kangaroo court.
It's a kangaroo court.
It's kangaroo court. You don't.
And I was like, okay, give me one example. I just popped in once. I was like, give me the last example of a parent that successfully sued a vaccine manufacturer for vaccine injury. And the guy fucking responds. He's like, last one I'm aware of was in Australia, and it actually proves my point. And I'm like, first of all, we're talking about the U.S. You fucking dumb fuck. This is United States law, and and
fucking globalist freak. Yeah,
dude, these people are. It's like absolutely. It's just I can't imagine like signing. I hope you're getting paid, dude. I legit hope you made like at least $100 for posting.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's just straight ridiculous. And like I'm just like. I can't do it. It's not funny. None of the Kamala Harris like laughing thing. None of that is funny to me. I'm telling you, I'm from the state that used to be awesome. Like, it used to be awesome. You can say it's always libtarded, blah, 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 whatever. No, that shit was sick. It was always cool. It was like always cool. And then when Newsom and her took over, I mean, not took over, right? I mean, there's obviously more to that, but when they're the big names that have come from California in the last couple of years, like to Newsom's for sure going to eventually try to run for president. And it's gone downhill. I mean, it's just crime. It's just constant, like, you don't raise your own children. As you know, Newsom right now, this is another big fact check thing. Newsom right now is championing the passing of a law that schools can basically, if your child identifies as transgender or whatever, or non-binary, anything like that, they're not required to like tell the parents or anything. And that's because everyone fears that the parents are going to like abuse the kid if that's the case. And by abuse, they mean not let it take puberty blockers.
Yeah.
And not let it fucking destroy it and castrate itself and possibly lead to a suicide, because that's usually what ends up happening. And there's all these, first off, like, I was talking to somebody like in real life about that. And that's why when people say like both these candidates are the same, like the big brain people, it's like, look, I understand, like, in terms of Gaza, in terms of like a lot of geopolitical things, I 100% agree. Like that they are the same. But I talk to people who are not online. They're not grifters. They're not personalities or anything. These are just people that I talk to just at the work sites and stuff like that. And one guy was just saying, like, what's fucked up about that is, and he was saying, he was like, dude, my kids, like, it was fucked up. He's like, my kids, I feel like they're dumber right now because of like the COVID school and stuff. And a lot of people have said this. And he also, I was saying, if he heard the thing about the Newsom like thing, he goes, yeah, I read that thing about the, whatever, the gender identity, whatever. He was saying, like, he's like, I wish somebody would try that with my kids. He goes, I'll fucking go berserk, which is like, yeah, anybody would. Well, not anybody. A lot of people would. But then you wonder, is that like the plan? Is like, wow, look at the dad. He's like showing up with a
crazy
gun when the child service tries to take it away from him. He is crazy. He is.
That's what Cole Beasley said on Matt and Shane podcast. He's like, dude, I will come. I will like fuck shit up if they come for my kids, And it was like, Exactly. You have to be a crazy guy to. That's like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, look at that. He's weird, right? But again, on that note, just on that a quick note on what you were saying earlier, because like you and I aren't the same people. Like we're very similar in every respect and like in what we believe. But it's like the people that say, yeah, and I much have a preference, whatever. But I can't see myself like voting again. That's just my personal choice. That's just me, you know. And I'm not a hater. But the people that are like, oh, both sides are the same, and I'm like, okay, but then I'm not going to vote. And they're like, but you know, and then you're like, gotcha, you know, caught you in 4K, where it's just like,
if both sides are the same, but I think one guy's
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But again, by their own standard, if it doesn't matter, why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's like I can't just observe and see shit and say shit. That's all I'm saying, you know. So I think
well, there's always that, like, if you don't vote, you don't complain. There was that thing, which is dumb because it's like, well, I pay taxes, so I will complain. Like,
that's
it's
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, well, then I shouldn't have to pay taxes then, right? Like, because then if I can't complain.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying though? It's just like, okay, yeah, for 10,000 foot view, everything is the same. Everything looks the same, and you can't distinguish anything. That's not useful. That's not a good rubric or metric to, we get on some level it's a false choice, and it's also not. It's just I don't know. That's my take on that. I think
no, I completely agree. And like for me, I cannot do the Democrat stuff. I just can't. I don't.
No, because there's been zero. Like, even if there was like a fake kind of trying to get us back into the fold, but there's not even the fake one of that. They pushed us out. They don't want us, dude. They don't want
the hysteria too. The fact that if you even decide to take your vote elsewhere, it means you want somebody dead. It means, like, there's always those people. It's like, well, I think one side wants me dead. It's like, dude, when you read between the lines, when you say like that Project 2025 thing, like when I look, first off, it's an infographic, and I actually think Amanda Milius made a really good point. She said, like, first off, Trump shouldn't even run away from Project 2025. She's like, that's literally a good platform.
Yeah, and they're always trying to get him to disavow stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's bars. Yeah, it's like, dude.
She's like, it's literally a regular Republican platform. Like, she's like,
she's so good, dude.
Yeah, she worked in there. Like, she was like part of it. But anyway, that was like, you look at it, and what they say is like they want to like exterminate LGBTQ people or whatever. And then when you look at what it says, it's like, no trans surgeries or fucking hormones for minors. It's like, dude, I'm sorry. And it's weird. That's never said on CNN or anything. Like, because I know like people my parents' age will talk about it, and they'll go, they just want to like kill gay kids. And it's like, no. You guys don't understand how what's happening right now. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, they think they think that's like a meme on the right wing, that there's kids that like are taking puberty blockers and like trying to get surgery, FTM surgery and stuff. Like, they don't understand that that's like actually can happen.
It's not happening, but if it is, it's good.
No, I actually think these people wouldn't like that.
They think it's fake.
They just don't think it's happening at all.
It's
like
news.
that. I do. There's also another ilk of like younger people that I think are like, no, we need to let that happen, or else these people will kill themselves. They allow these people to hold themselves hostage for political gains. And what I think is weird is like, okay, what my parents or other people, they think that like transgender is like a gay guy, a really feminine gay guy putting on like a wig.
Yeah.
Like a Party City wig, and like being silly, That's what they think it is.
Like a choice that an adult makes.
That like they do that, and they're like, I'm this. My friends
drag queen.
My friends call me Katie now. Like, it's like, whatever. That's like a thing, and especially people in the Bay Area, like, well, we've always had that, which is true. Then you tell them like, it's like, no, this is like actually a really like sinister thing that can happen. Like, there's like straight dudes that are like lesbians now, and like like weird shit, like computer programmer guys that are like mentally ill and like doing that. Very, very strange things happening with that, and they don't want to.
Dare I say weird?
Yeah,
dare I use the weird, dude?
A little bit weird. And so like they think they just had like that boomer ilk of like voters. They think that like Trump is like, no one's allowed to be gay anymore. Which like Trump is like always been around gay people in New York like his whole life. Like it's not like that doesn't make sense.
When Biden et al., et cetera, were like writing crime bills in the 90s, Tupac was kicking it with Trump in New York City. Dude.
It's just like it's fake. It's just it's
crazy,
all
yeah.
they misunderstand it. And then like I'm sorry, like you look at the rest of the project like 2025, it all just looks like you really think the world would end if this happened?
Yeah.
It's stupid, and it's just like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So but anyways, last thing I wanted to say is like the Olympics are happening right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to talk about this on Backwall a little bit too. There was the opening ceremony, which is a drag Last Supper.
Yeah,
and I know that it's bait.
Again, where they say it's not really the Last Supper, but then the title is like the Last Supper in French, and the fucking dude it's
the Last Supper. You have a Catholic country that just had a radical turnover in an election that I've heard. I can't say that I know one way or another was fortified, right? Like I know like their election was a bit different. It was a bit weird. There were some technicalities that happened, and that they now have some sort of for lack of a better word, leftist government. They're hosting the Olympics in 2024. There's like a huge drag show. And one of them is the Last Supper, where it's clearly, again, kind of, if you did that to Islam, it wouldn't go well. That's all I'm going to say. Whereas it happens to Christianity, and it's kind of weird it's one thing if you're at a bar night in like a Seattle or San Francisco or something, and you do a drag Last Supper at a bar with a bunch of libtards there and they're all laughing at it, right? Like whatever, that's what they do. It's meant to be offensive and weird, like drag. And I say that not even to be mean. I just mean like they want to be off-putting when they do stuff like that. But to see it packaged on like NBC with like Peyton Manning going like, whoa, like like that is weird. Like, and that I will say capital W weird TM. Like that is strange.
And it's a cameo. It's strange. Just the intro.
Exactly. And there's definitely this it's meant to be bait because everybody's like, wow, conservatives are like melting down over this. It's like, okay, it's the global sports competition.
I know, dude. Yeah.
And you went up there and said, fuck Jesus in the Last Supper in drag. Like, you did it to be weird. Why are you acting strange when somebody is like mad about it?
I have a different take. I have like a slightly different take on it because everyone's obviously like, there's like an engineered aspect of this, right?
Of course.
But what I will say is like, and then people zeroed on like the head artist guy, right? Who's just like some guy, or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, not exactly, dude. And so I think this, again, definitely nefarious. I'm not saying it's not, but again, I think a lot of this stuff goes back to like the kindergarten teacher lecture kind of thing, where we're saying like, hey, you do the Olympic ceremony, and it's just this Knox Harrington guy. And the same thing, we're just giving people like it's like these like burgeoning millennial types now. We're just saying, hey, you do this thing, and then they go and do it, and it's like, oh shit, that was insane, And it's kind of, I think that explains part of it, where they're like, they have to up the ante a little bit, and they have to do a thing.
This thing had to go clear through so many levels of approval.
That is part. I know, and I think that too for sure. Where
there's
it's like,
no way it was like, you're live. What do you got?
That's a good. I have thought that too.
It's the Olympic, and look, I'll say this right now. Somebody got like really a couple people like didn't understand what I was saying. The Olympics nowadays, I think in the past it was different. But nowadays it's geared to people who don't really watch sports. Like it's kind of like it's meant to be like a competition, like almost like a Eurovision.
It's like Formula One. It's like it's like the hipster way of watching.
But a lot of people who don't normally watch sports tune into the Olympics. You get to watch something you've never seen, and like it's cool. I like look
nothing hits like 100 meters or 400.
Yeah, I love the sprinting, and I mean Usain Bolt was. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be going for like the U.S., but like Usain Bolt was so sick. Like that was some of the sickest shit I've ever seen. Phelps, Phelps was going crazy, and it was that. It is cool when you like. That's the only time I really like the Olympics is when there is just a straight dominant like monster in a sport, and you're like, this is crazy. But they put that on display in an election year, which the Olympics are always in an election year, by the way, which I've always thought was funny. Like I know
they just stagger it.
Yeah. Well, they did one year, but I thought they were gonna because for COVID, I thought they were gonna, but they just kept it back on the 4-year timeline. I thought they were gonna go 4 more years after that, but it's always during that. And that's like the political statement, and that's the consensus reality, right? Of that, a lot of people apply that term to Twitter, to a lot of things where it's really just a subgroup that you can step away from to eliminate that reality. But how do you step away from the Olympics? I mean, you can not watch them, but it is something that got broadcasted to the entire world. And I don't think the entire world thinks, or the majority of the world thinks, drag is cool. It is. I'm telling you, it is a niche subgroup. It is. You and I grew up in the Bay Area. We all knew that happened, but you didn't just roll through and watch it.
Yeah.
That was always what the slightly overweight girl who liked to yell obscenities and get drunk and squeeze strippers' asses. They like drag shows. That was the target audience, was a girl, you know, and all her gay friends. And it's weird to see people who I know for a fact, even if they're liberal or anything, are that would be that's fucking disgusting. It's gross. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Have to defend it because they know a conservative is mad.
That's the whole world we live in now.
That's literally exactly. That's all I'm saying. So it's that is the weird consensus reality.
Yeah, it's not the couple people in my life are the French are supposed to be weird, and I'm like, okay, so are you down? I don't get what you're saying. Is it you're just counter signaling? You don't want to be on the wrong side of this.
I'm sorry, Christians are the most chill religion. I'm sorry, you cannot say otherwise, because any other religion, if you offended their core belief on a national scale,
you're getting fucking carpet bombed, dude. You're getting
do it to Jewish people. It's not do it to Muslims, do it to anything. I mean, the guy drew Muhammad and died. So it's just
dudes are Scientologists, dude.
You can't tell me that Christians that's the other thing is this whole thing Christians, they're fucking oppressive and everything. It's that was allowed to happen.
No, it's and
that's a Catholic country. That was a Catholic. That's a traditionally Catholic country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not surprisingly, Adam Lehrer sums it up perfectly in tweet form, where he's dude, you're if you're trapped in 80s punk aesthetic and you think it's still cool to yell, punk the old guys that yell at you that are go to Methodist church on Sundays or whatever, or it's just such a, it's it's what world are we living in? Yeah, like I said, there's no bigger stage than literally everyone on the planet watching the fucking Olympics.
Right, that's what I mean. It's that's what you chose to broadcast and send out to the public. They pass through all the screening tests right after France has their election and everything, and it's all I'm saying is there's a weird. I don't believe even with the psyoping that happens, I don't believe most people like that, but they understand, they believe that there's a greater evil that hates it. So it's that again, that's how, I mean, Jack summed it up on our episode on Portnoy's Complaint. He was talking about the narcissism of small differences. There's people even within subgroups of people that agree that like to squabble over little differences, but this is a big difference. And again, I don't think I don't think most people had that in mind for an Olympic opening ceremony. So it's just it's this strange disconnect where this is clearly something that's supposed to just be a chill, very bar on a certain night, probably a gay bar or whatever, bar on a certain night and stuff. Then it becomes this thing that gets pushed out into the world, and you're just supposed to go huh, cool.
Yeah.
And it's no, that's never the response to drag, by the way, is, huh, cool.
Yeah.
Either that's the coolest shit I've ever seen, or please get me out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the two reactions to drag, and that's by design.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, I'm not, and again, I know it's popular because of RuPaul and all these things, but it's still not that, and I hate to be that guy because you get on your Shapiro thing, but come on, no one's supposed to say anything or else you're Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, exactly.
No one can just say that's stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm not, to me, I'm not even offended in terms of Jesus. I just know that nobody else would take that.
No. Yeah.
No other religion would take that. And I'm not calling for anything. I'm not calling for any response. I just mean don't ever say that Christians are oppressive, because that happened.
It was I saw that there was that like weird screenshot of this like 4chan or like a message board post about John Cleese, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And how it's basically how it's like he built his whole career. It's like really eloquently written, but the gist of it is like he built his whole career making fun of uptight British society, which was of course super safe, and everyone laughed at him, and society was like really cohesive and whatever, back then. And now it's like you look at like fucking London, and it's just like what is going on, and John Cleese today is like, why won't anyone laugh anymore? Why won't anyone laugh? And it's like, well, it's because, you created and again, I'm not hating on Cleese or whatever,
right.
But it's just kind of like a funny, like epiphenomenon of the world we live in now.
And like a guy, like an old comedy dressing up like a girl, it was meant to be comedic.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't meant to be like a political statement at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, it's a strange platform. It's just a strange platform. And I feel like when you get to a point where you can't just have like the honest reaction about it that most people will have to it. I don't like sacred cows.
Yeah.
Like I don't like sacred cows. I can listen to my own religion get laughed at or whatever, or beliefs or anything. Religion might be the strong word, but like my own beliefs be laughed at and lampooned. Do I love it? Probably not, but whatever. It's like life goes on. Like but if you were to make the inverse of that, it would be a 5-alarm fire, even though really that's the hill people would die on, is if we made fun of drag queens on the Olympics or something like that. It's just it's such a I can't wait for this shit to be over, even though it's not over when it's over. That's the problem, is that we are in a constant election cycle, but these last few months have been just horrendous. And I mean, I like to horse. I mean, we did horse. That's the beauty of our show, is we horse in between the takes. I mean, you have to. But I will say, I'll speak for you. I know you got some big stuff coming up IRL. So I just, he might not be here,
dude, but I needed this, dude. I needed this bad.
No,
a good
because
horse
you're gonna
session.
be. The problem is you're gonna be around a lot of that, not this.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's tough. It's tough. Because that's the problem. You want to like log off, and we did. Dude, we went to Tahoe. It was so sick. Like it was just like we were hating on Gen X dudes, and there was sick Gen X dudes that were just cool. And
and it's funny because I fell back. I'd like wake up in the morning and check my phone and do a couple things, and I'm like, dude, this is like I'm not saying it's fun, but like when you're in the crystal clear blue, dude, it's like, man, this is whack. It's like not.
Dude, that's why I dove into my book. I had the Kindle, dude, and I was just busting through some Thomas Pynchon.
The Yaperweight, dude.
Yeah, like I would go in and check, but I'm like, no, I'm having fun. This is for work when I hate my life. This is when I go on Twitter.
Yeah.
No.
No, but you're absolutely right. Now that everything is bleeding into real life, because it's a 2024 election year, and
I
it's
can't
just
escape
like,
it, dude.
No, and what's funny is like, it's fun to talk about it with you and with the homies when this is our safe space, for lack of a better word, and so, but in real life, dude, I was just talking to my like mom, God bless her, God love her, dude. It's like, dude, I'm out, dude. I'm out. It's just like it is. Like,
no, it's
really love her to death, dude.
It's really sad,
dude. It's
it's not. And I think a lot of people have this issue with like other family members where you just like, it's like, I'm down to like, if you were down to be civil about it, I'd be down to like see why you feel the way you feel, but it's like, it's not though.
It's never that way.
They're trained to attack,
like
and just deflect and do all these things like. And what's weird is like we probably have super extremist beliefs to these people, but I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen. I probably know
we could lay down exactly why we think the way we do.
Yeah, but
and also we're willing to change our fucking minds. Dude.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
But anyways, on Gain of Fiction coming up, we've got Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. I'm going to be hopping on another podcast. I'm not trying to like hide the name, but I never like to say it before the episode's recorded just because of jinxing. Hopping on another podcast to do Apocalypse Now, but I probably will do our own Apocalypse Now thing for here, because that movie is so prescient and so good, and one of the best allegories. I'll say it's an adaptation of Heart of Darkness, but really more of an allegory. So good. And but yes, Heart of Darkness is next on Gain of Fiction. I did notice some of the bros were reading it. Like that's pretty cool. And then after that is Thomas Pynchon's V. Then I think it's going to be really important to have some nice light reading. Probably do Raymond Chandler's The Big Sleep. Perhaps the Maltese Falcon. After that, I might do like just a California old school crime fiction thing. And then, for the rest of the John Steinbeck's East of Eden, Battlefield Earth, L. Ron Hubbard's going to be the finale. We're almost there. Definitely going to make a pit stop in October for Welbeck's Annihilation, his new novel it's not new, but will be new to us as Americans. And then we'll be doing, I might even do a Hubert Selby novel, which it was on sale on Kindle, and it was recommended to me by the guests that I want to have on for it. And it's called Last Exit to Brooklyn. There's a movie to that. You'll know Hubert Selby from Requiem for a Dream, which our bro Jared Klickstein just went on our other bro Jack Mason's show TPN to cover. Recently rewatched that movie, loved it, and wanted to read some Hubert Selby that wasn't Requiem for a Dream. And so probably be adding those in there. Those are kind of quick reads, I think. And we'll get to PsyOps probably after your life settles down a little bit,
and that'll pick up the pace too. I'll promise you guys for sure. We got a lot coming in there
for sure. Yeah. And I'm also looking for somebody to help me with a video project. I will pay, but it's something a bit above my pay grade in terms of something I can put together with video editing. It's going to be kind of like a video essay YouTube thing, but I want it to pop off the screen a little bit. So if somebody could help me with that, I'd be willing to make it worth your time. Email at rarecandyindustries@gmail.com, or if you talk to me or whatever and just know me, just hit me up. We'll figure something out. Again, rarecandyindustries@gmail.com. Also, go ahead and go to our voicemail hotline if you have a question, comment, concern. A lot of opinions on this episode. So if you want some clarification, a take, a recommendation, want to ask us if something's Reddit or not, alpha or beta rating on anything, make it fun. 510-256-9850. That's 510-256-9850. Then lastly, please leave us a review on Apple or Spotify. I believe they both have review systems. Really helps us out and the algorithm. And obviously, rarecandy.substack.com. Shout out. So, all right, guys. Everybody have a safe week. Catch you guys next time.